The phone to me is one of the biggest causes of stress and anxiety in our society today. It's constantly breaking your focus for whatever is at hand. My thoughts are kind of organized for this video and kind of not organized. I was kind of just wanting to do like a cozy, very casual type of thing because oh, okay, cool. Happy New Year, I hope you're having a great one so far. Today's cup is from Strawberry Street. And it's really, really cute. I love it. And the tea is English Breakfast by Twinings, or Twinings. Don't really know how to pronounce that. I'm going into this new year, just doing a lot of reflection. I just wanted to chat. It is the new year. I know we're all doing a lot of like introspection and reflection and planning for our year going forward. I actually did a post for Max on Flip Your Wig, and I'll put her blog in the description box below so you can go to her blog, check her out. She's an amazing person. We actually met just through our careers. You know, she's from the UK, I was in the UK doing a lot of promo and stuff like that. We just really hit it off and she's fantastic. So make sure you check out her blog. I'll get into the post and what I talked about in a second, but on 2016, there are lots of thoughts. I mean, there are things that, you know, literally keep me up at night when I'm thinking about them, and my husband has to say, okay, like, relax, like don't let it consume you to where you can't sleep. And these are thoughts on, you know, feminism, race, and what that really is, how it affects us in this country, how it affects us in the world. Even just having this conversation here, I'm just kind of, I feel like, where do I even start? So I think for numerous reasons, a lot of people want 2017 to be a lot better for the world, for ourselves personally. So I wanted to just chat a little about my own personal goals, as well as just some great tips for just achieving your goals in 2017. I won't go over everything that I said in her blog post because it was pretty extensive as far as like the different tips, but as a general wrap up, one of the big things, well, where do I start? 2016 was really hectic. First of all, I know I go to books, like I'm like out of everything. First of all, I didn't even make my Goodreads challenge for 2016. I made a goal to read 50 books. I read 42 or 40, something like that, 42 or 43 maybe. And I didn't hit my Goodreads goal of 50. And I thought that it wouldn't bother me, but it kind of did. I mean, I don't like having a goal and not achieving it. So didn't make that goal because I was just doing a lot of traveling and a lot of writing. You know, the anthology is coming out in July 11th, 2017. So make sure you pre-order it if you like. A lot of fantastic authors and booktubers involved, so I'm really excited about that. That took a lot of time. I mean, it was basically organizing, I think it was, I want to say 26 people, I mean, excluding myself, really coordinating everything and getting everything in on time and doing all of that. And I was pretty much handling all of that, which is something that's usually that's kind of out of my wheelhouse, because whenever it comes to music, I don't handle emailing and that kind of stuff, the business side of things. I just kind of have conversations with my management and my team. Make it happen, guys. I have to plan and what I would like to implement, and then people will come back and ask me things. But for the most part, I'm not so hands-on when it comes to doing the actual communications. And for this project, for the anthology, I not only wrote a short story for the project, but I also, you know, put it together and then was kind of walking it through, which was a lot of work, but it was really great. Sometimes it was kind of stressful because it did at times take over my life, and I was like trying to like put together music and then going on tour, and it was like a little like And I also started my blog online and did more things in that realm. And that's when I learned something about myself too. I learned that I can be overwhelmed, and for a period of time I was so overwhelmed. I was like, why am I feeling like this when I get up in the morning, and just like feeling so much stress? And so, you know, that happens with everyone. You reach a point where you realize when you have to pull back, and I realized that you can have so many things that you want to do, but you can't do everything, which is an important thing to go into in the year 2017 for all of us. And also, I released a project, Drive. You can purchase it or stream it on iTunes or Tidal or all of those places, Spotify. That was a lot of fun. This year was pretty much reading a lot, doing things for the channel, getting my website in order, and doing my blog. I realized I can't do too much blogging because it's just too much. I write a lot. I write almost every day, and if I don't write every day, I have to kind of make myself not write because I have to clear my mind or take care of some other things. So I was doing a lot of writing, and when I am doing a lot of writing, I don't like to do too much other kind of writing, which is why I don't like to write long emails or long blog posts or anything like that, just because Just not into using my writing brain, my writing powers for that. So there's that. So I was getting my website in order. I have Drive EP, and then I went on tour in Australia, which was really cool. And then also did like one-off dates here and there. I really prefer Earl Grey over English breakfast. One of the things that I think that we don't do as much is take care of ourselves. I think all of us think that we're taking care of ourselves, but we don't really realize that we're running ourselves down. That is health-wise, that is mentally. One of the biggest things, of course, we need to eat well. I mentioned in that blog post a few of the things that we can do to improve that, and one of those was to add a small salad to your meal every day. Like, that's just something so small but so easy to do. Food is medicine. It's what my mom tells me all the time. She's like, food is not just something to eat only just for fun and to be social and to share and all of that. That's fine, but food is actually medicine. We eat to live, live to eat, although I feel like I live to eat sometimes. And so adding in small salad every day, that's something very small, but once you start to do that, you will start to crave like a fresh taste. Like, there'll be times where you could look at a great plate of mac and cheese, yams, and which I started liking yams. My sister made yams this Christmas, and I finally like yams because I never liked yams, but she made them fresh, and she had a very lightly sweet sauce and marshmallows, and they were perfect. It was fresh, it was just delicious. So I am on the yam boat now. But once you have that taste, you'll say, but actually I need something fresh. I need living food. So that's a small change that can just have like a domino effect. Another thing, smoothies. When you have berries every day or every other day, it makes such a big difference. Those green food powders, those little smoothies, those are awesome. If they're too pricey to do every day, because they can be pricey, especially the superfood powders, do it every other day. Do it like 2 times a week. Get frozen berries and keep the powders in your freezer. It makes them stay very long, and stretch it out. But it's worth the investment because you're investing directly with your health. Taking care of yourself mentally is also really important. I think you might have remembered the time that I told you about the hidden messages in water, the Masaru Emoto, and how cells react to energy. And so when you're telling your body that you hate this and you hate that, you're putting yourself down, and your body energetically will feel that. I think we don't realize sometimes how much we take our bodies for granted, and how just being healthy, it isn't until we're injured or we've gone through something traumatic where we realize, oh, just being able to get out of bed and walk without pain, or move around, move my limbs, having all of my limbs, like, these are all blessings. And even if everything isn't perfect, you have to be thankful for the health that you do have. Like, health is wealth. It's such a true statement. Mentally giving yourself clarity, that's important for whatever goals that you want to achieve this year, because when you have too much noise in your mind, it actually can distract you from your own vision and your own goal. Another thing are going on voices. You don't have to tell everybody what you want to do. I believe in speaking it out into the atmosphere. It's kind of like from your mouth to God's ears. But I also think that you don't have to share your heart's desires with everyone. Sometimes energy can be stronger if you keep it inside and just speak it when you're by yourself and you're putting it out there, but you don't need to share with everyone. Maybe there's just a couple of people that you can share it with, if even that. Speaking on noise, social media. The phone to me is one of the biggest causes of stress and anxiety in our society today, because one, you're constantly looking at it. So whatever you're doing, it's constantly breaking your focus for whatever is at hand. You could be cooking, you could be reading something, you could be in line for stamps at the post office. I don't know, whatever it is, but it prevents you from being present and here, and you're like in here, in a world that exists, but for you it kind of doesn't exist. An extension of the world, but it's not necessarily directly related to you, especially when it comes to social media. News can be this way as well. We have to know what's going on, but there is such a thing as inundating yourself too much, because at the end of the day, all of these news companies, they're out to make money. They're out to have views. So whenever things are happening in the world, while it's good to be informed, you don't have to, you notice how things just kind of repeat and repeat and repeat. It's just to keep those views. It's just like hits on the internet. So find out what you need to find out, and then you don't need to look at it anymore. That goes for the news, that goes for social media, because not only does it break your concentration, it also can cause unhappiness, because a lot of social media is beautiful because it's meant to be inspiring, and that's a great thing. I'm also this weird cough here. I'm much more of an Earl Grey drinker. Anyhow, although a lot of things on social media can be beautiful and inspiring, at the same time, there is a component of comparison. People can't help but think, oh wow, they're having a great time. I'm not having a great time. My life isn't like that. I don't look like that, or I don't have that. A lot of what drives our capitalist society, which I still think capitalism can be a very good thing when it comes to the way we live. It allows people to be entrepreneurs, and it allows people to inspire and to create new things. On the negative, it's fed by the human desire to belong, and it feeds on a person's desire to be something more than themselves, right? A better version of themselves, whatever that is. But it does this through symbols, clothing, cars, things, material things. All of those things are symbols. So that's why the ads where it's like, if you drink this beer, you'll have this girl. They're selling you a dream. You're being sold a lifestyle. That's part of human nature. That's art. We're always trying to look to elevate, but it's good to be aware of these things so you know how to check that and not internalize it or over internalize it. Is a very difficult line because, like I said, there are a lot of great things about how we live, but everything in moderation. So yes, when it comes to the phone, social media, it can be distracting. You're looking to see who emailed you. Your 24-hour period and the time that you're awake is being divided into all of these tiny little bits. And sometimes people check their phone literally like every 5 or 10 minutes. Like for no reason. They might be sitting down and then just pick up their phone, and if no one emailed them, they're just jumping on Instagram or whatever the social media is, Snapchat. It can be very distracting, and then it can create unhappiness. By its nature, a lot of what's on social media is meant to create a covetous reaction within you. Not necessarily everyone and every time, but just overall. When you're in a line and the first thing you're doing is like you're just looking on your phone to see like what's on Instagram, you probably are addicted to your phone. A lot of social media is actually created with the intention of making you addicted to that. Like that's part of like when they have actual psychologists that they work with when they're creating a lot of these applications so you can be addicted to it. It's like that book that I read at that time about flavors and how a lot of the flavors, the Dorito effect, great nonfiction book, you should read it if you haven't already. And a lot of the flavors that they put in food are created specifically to create an addictive response. Even if you're not looking at negative comments or anything like that, but you're just jumping in. It's like jumping into a crowded bus where everyone has something to say about everything. And your own inner monologue can be drowned out. Like the place where you create from, the place where you get your energy from, the place where you get the strength to accomplish your goals, that can be drowned out by all of these other voices that are talking about things that may not even be that important to you or important to you at the moment, but just random stuff. People will watch on Snapchat or Instagram stories or whatever, or YouTube videos of people doing things that they would not watch in real life. So someone may watch a cat video, or someone may watch someone feeding their cat and doing little cute things with their cat. But if you were at your friend's house and your girl was like doing that with her cat, you'll probably look at it for a second and then you'd probably jump on your phone and start looking at someone else doing something with their dog. Because it's on your phone, you're giving these inane things your attention, which is taking away attention that you could be putting to something to better your life and to do what you need to be getting done. Even if someone's doing something interesting, you just always have to be aware that what you're doing basically is you're sitting here watching someone else living their life. Like, oh, that's funny. Oh, that's cool. Oh, I love how they did that. You're watching someone else live their life when you could be living your own life. You could be living your own life and working to achieve your own goals, but you're sitting here just watching someone else do it. And then after that, if you're addicted to your phone or social media, you're going to go to the next thing and you're going to watch the next person living their life. Soon your day, or a significant part of your day, will consist of you watching someone else living their life. And this is not to say that social media is bad and you should completely eradicate it from your life, because I don't think that that's the case. I think it can be useful and it can be fun, but I do think that it could be good to, say, put a time limit on how many times you check your phone. I think first thing in the morning is great for you to get your own thoughts together and not check emails. It can be so hard though to not check emails right out of bed. That's the hard thing, and that's the habit that I fell into. Everyone's going through it for the most part. The best thing I can say is I don't check my emails before 9, or maybe I don't check my emails for the first 15 minutes. Appreciate yourself and honor yourself enough to give yourself that space. And also another thing too, a lot of people ask me, how do you get into the music industry? How do you become a singer. A few people were asking me like how I got my agent, how I became published, or I'm not published yet, but will be published with the anthology. Whatever you want to do in 2017, it starts with your vision. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna, one of the things that I think is most important, close your eyes, make sure you close them. Let's all close our eyes. Close your eyes and think about what it is that you want your life to be. Okay, so I just heard the camera click, so I don't know where it cut off. So I don't know where we were in the visualization. Essentially, it was close your eyes and think about where you want to be. What does your life look like? Just close your eyes and think, if you could have anything that you want and you have the life that you want, what are you doing? You're moving and shaking, or you're just chilling back? What is your life? What does it look like? Then you know what you want to work toward. And that helps. You might have different resolutions. You could say, this is what I want to do, this is what I want to do, but this is a way of kind of like encapsulating everything. This puts all of that into a single vision. That mountain is going to be like in the distance, and you can see if in general, this is going to take you that way, or this is going to take you that way. So even if you don't do resolutions, I like to just kind of get my mind into gear to kind of recalibrate my energy. Hopefully that helps you. I don't know where it cut off, so I don't know where in the visualization we were, but hopefully that helps. My tea's gone cold. We must have been talking for a very long time. I hope you enjoyed this tea. Hey, my throat did something weird. Whenever you drink something, sometimes do you get this little thing in your throat? It's very weird. So I'm going to post this up really fast. If I can get it up tonight, I'll do my best to do that. If not, tomorrow, it should definitely happen. I still have my favorite books of 2016 that I have to do. I was narrowing it down. It was a little tough, but I'll just let you know now. The Vegetarian by Hong Kong, and Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo, and The Underground Railroad by Colson Whitehead definitely made the list. I won't have two of those books because my mom is borrowing Hong Kong's The Vegetarian because she's going to read the original Korean version, but she wants to compare the translated English with that version. And then my dad has been hearing a lot about The Underground Railroad, so he was happy to see that I had it and that I loved it, and he's going to be reading that, so they're going to be taking that back with them to Korea. It's so awesome to like read books and then like share them with your parents, and you're just like, we have things to talk about because they both read a lot. So really quickly, my bookish goals. I had a plan for reading 50 books this year, or this past year, 2016. I read 42 books, so I didn't quite make it. Maybe I'm at 43. I didn't look at my Goodreads, but basically I didn't make it. So I'm still going to have 50 books, a 50 book goal this year. I'm also going to do the Read Harder Challenge from Book Riot 2017 version, which is really cool because they also invited a few authors to kind of throw in their own challenges. And I think there are still 26 challenges. And again, I will just read what I'm reading and then check and see if I'm inspired to pick anything up from the list. But other than that, I'm going to read what I read and then check the list every now and then to see where I'm going with it, how much I'm able to accomplish. And then if I feel like I'm not really accomplishing a lot, then I may purposely read a book that's on the challenge. And I want to continue doing what I've been doing regarding my reading. I read everything. So I'm reading YA, contemporary, sci-fi, fantasy. Side note, am I the only one who believes you can have the Christmas tree for as long as you love it? Like, my birthday is January 12th, and I love the idea of having the Christmas tree for my birthday. Now we get live trees, so sometimes they don't last that long, but we put up our tree a little later this year, so I think it might make it. But I seem to be the only one who thinks having your tree in the middle of the month of January is not too late. I mean, I think it's okay for almost the whole month of January. Well, maybe like the third week of January, right? When do you take the tree down? Because I like to just look at it the whole time. It's festive, it's Christmassy, and New Year's-y, and birthday-y. What do you think about having a tree and then putting just the white lights but taking the ornaments off and just having it there all the time? Because I kind of like that idea as well. Kind of, right? I feel like we were talking about goals and energy and then like great things and positivity, and then we went to this. That said, thanks for joining me for tea. I hope you enjoyed the Earl Grey, oh, it's not Earl Grey, the English breakfast. I didn't love it. I keep trying to get myself into it, but I'm just not a fan of English breakfast. But hopefully you liked it okay. Remember, whatever's going on in 2017, you can make it happen. There's no difference between you and anyone else. If you have a vision, be clear about your vision, be clear about keeping your energy. You can make things happen for you in 2017. Don't forget to like the video if you liked it. Please share the video and don't forget to subscribe. Until next time, I'll see you later. Bye. I'm just spilling stuff all over the place.